What are the best skills you can get from technology consulting or consulting in general? This set of skills helped me to boost my professional growth exponentially. And why specifically professional? It's because English is my second language and I have a different cultural background and corporate culture where all the nuances vary from country to country. Hi, I'm Natalia. I'm a cloud and DevOps engineer, and today we'll be discussing soft skills, hard skills, people skills, tech skills. There are so many skills we need to develop to succeed in what we do. I was in technology consulting for quite a while, and I'll add my personal twist on this topic. If you don't know what technology consulting is, please check this video in the description section down below, and also please check timestamps to get straight to the point. And without further ado, let's get started. There is a lot of negativity around consulting as the industry so far. People say it's a toxic and highly competitive environment, and it's like a giant food processor that crashes and drains you. Truth is always somewhere in the middle, and you decide what works for you. Let's just remember that we always have a choice, and only one thing that truly helps to shape our career is a strategy and skills. You might probably think, oh, she might have only learned how efficiently to collect Airpoints or hotel rewards. And here I should disappoint you that I didn't experience all these somewhat perks as a tech consultant, mostly because at the time when I joined consulting, my baby was just about 1 year. Additionally, I explicitly indicated that I don't want to travel. On a side note, I just wanted to say that in Europe and North America, it's absolute norm to travel to the client site 3-4 days in a week. Please take this into consideration if you decide to apply for tech consulting role. Anyway, these are my 7 skills that I got from my tech consulting career so far, and why I think this industry gives you a boost, especially when you are fresh out of the university and don't know what to do, what industry you are interested in, if you want to work in public or private sector, if you want to work in product or service-oriented businesses, if you prefer to work in big enterprises, medium-sized companies, or small startups. Consulting will help you to find answers to this question. These are 7 skills that will keep you sharp, relevant, and level-headed. Time management and getting things done approach. Time is money in many industries, especially such client-centric like consulting and law. Let's start from something that makes all consultants cringe. Yes, it's utilization and recording your billable hours. Billable hours is all the time you spend on a project or service that is charged to the client at agreed upon hourly rate. You'll become a master of prioritization and tackling hours in your life because you'll start to realize that time is the only one and valuable asset in your life, especially when you charge every 6 minutes like lawyers, and besides this you have a full-on life going on outside your office hours. I'm glad that consulting changed this billing strategy due to very manual and time-consuming processes. Anyway, these are a few ways to manage your time efficiently. Give yourself some space to fail with this technique. Honestly, there are a lot of things going on in our lives that you just can't manage, and it's okay. Let's start from the either frog. It's when you do the most important and difficult things in the morning, first thing in the morning. We usually try to postpone mundane and boring tasks, and I am not exception here. I would rather do something creative and interesting, but it comes back when we're already tired and less focused. I'm using it every day in my personal and professional life. Check. Next one, Pomodoro technique. One of the most popular ones, but not for me. It's 25 minutes of deep work and 5 minutes of break. I personally prefer the 50-10 rule, which is 15 minutes of deep work and 10 minutes of break. Next one, 2-minute rule. If a task can be done in 2 minutes, do it right away. And what makes it's even more effective, my personal tip, it's when you count up to 120, sum of 2 minutes in your head. Super efficient, check. Another one is 1-3-5 method. It's when you focus on one big task, 3 medium tasks, and 5 small ones. It doesn't exactly work for me. I got confused with sizing. Next one, getting things done, GTD, or some people say GSD, but we don't go there. You add all tasks to a list. You have a to-do list every day, and tasks that you didn't finish today will be moved tomorrow. I use it from time to time when I have a bunch of small tasks that should be done instantly. Time blocking. This is one of the techniques that works for me, and I try to use it as much as possible. It's when you group similar tasks by batching. For example, if you need to manage multiple projects and try to systemize your workflow, it works well in personal life too. So check. There are other techniques like pickle jar theory and Eisenhower matrix, but I didn't try them, but it might work for you. Enjoy problem solving and boost your critical thinking. The goal of any consulting project is to start the conversation and remove walls. If a company brings you on a project, you are expected to solve their problem or prevent a future one. One of the most important skills in consulting is critical thinking. Your clients will look to you to help solve complex problems affecting their business. They might have already begun some groundwork and have an idea of where they hit it. In other cases, they might be counting completely on you to kickstart the discussion. No matter what, as a consultant, your role is to suggest solutions to these important challenges. In order to create these suggestions, you need to collect data, lots of data, get to know the client structure, organization structure and hierarchy, stakeholders for your project, stay updated on market trends, study competitors, and conduct data analysis as needed. I think critical thinking is one of the most important skills in our modern life. It's when you ask lots of questions, observe processes, systems, events, think about different ideas, and decide what makes the most sense. It's important because it helps you figure out the best answers and make good choices. For example, if you love to watch news, let's say CNN, and stay aware of what's going on in the world, you don't fall for the first piece of news you got from your favorite channel. You go to the different sources of information like BBC, NPR, Reuters, Guardian, Al Jazeera to gather facts from different perspectives and do your judgment afterwards. This is a very simple example of critical thinking in our daily life. Stay unbiased and question every single piece of information that comes your way. Research and analyzing skills. I was able to use some in-house research tools with my previous company. Lots of consulting companies develop their own tools due to extensive knowledge and experience working for a wide range of clients. It's like a database of use cases, best practices, analytical reports, proposals, and tons of technical documentation. And on top of that, the tech industry uses research works of companies like Gartner. It's a well-known research and advisory company that provides insight, advice, and tools for organizations in the technology industry. They are particularly known for their Magic Quadrant reports, which evaluate companies in various technology markets based on their completeness of vision and ability to execute. Forrester Research is another leading research and advisory firm that offer insights, analysis, and advice on a range of technology-related topics, including digital transformation, customer experience, and emerging technologies. And a couple of tools that can help you to organize your research findings and keep them in one dedicated place. It's Notion and Google Keep. Google Keep is free and Notion is free just for one user. I used Google Keep before and then switched for Notion. Communication skills. I think our ability to communicate effectively is possibly the most important of all life skills. It's what helps us to pass information to another people and to understand what they say to us. It may be vocally using voice, written emails, books, documents, or websites, visually using presentations, mind maps, charts, or infographics. In practice, it's usually a combination of several of these. For example, I'm communicating with you now by using some of them at the same time. Some of the best skills I picked up from consulting is writing, speaking, presentation skills, listening, and interpersonal skills within the business scope. And I understand that great communication skills might take a lifetime to develop. And as I said before, especially in my case where English is my second language and my cultural background is different from the country where I live now. Digital communication is a huge segment of our life, especially in professional life. I find that over communication is always better than the lack of communication, but you need to do it in a smart way because you can easily fall under the category as an annoying individual who reports his or her each step or task with lots of unnecessary details. I'm sure you experienced both sides of the spectrum. Learn how to learn smart and fast. We usually stop learning after our graduation ceremony, but in the tech industry, it never stops. I think it gets even more intense because technology changes so fast and many technologies which were popular yesterday might get obsolete today. Meta learning focuses on the methods, approaches, and behaviors that support successful learning across different subjects and contexts. You don't need to know all technologies and tools available at the market. The most important thing is to know the concept and fundamentals of software engineering very well. Tools are coming and going all the time. Adaptability or resilience. I never thought about it as a skill, but actually it's a skill and quite important one because you never know what will happen to you tomorrow, what will happen with your country or economy or your health. It's one of the professional skills that I developed during my consulting years. You never know what project you are going to work with, what kind of industry, your team members, your senior managers, if you would have to fly every week to the other end of your country or working from your client's office. All these constant changes will help you to develop stamina. I think people who work from 9 to 5 can be easily overwhelmed with changes, restructuring, or any movement within a company or on the job market. If you ask people who are part of the gig economy, for example, contractors or freelancers, for them it's a part of their lifestyle. They are resilient to their bonds. They know they will bounce back. I understand that this lifestyle is not fit for everyone. Majority of us crave stability and security for many reasons. However, our responsibility is to develop the skill as much as we can. I always look for new perspective, ideas, and ways of doing things. You will be surprised how people do the same thing differently. Learn these new ways of doing things. Software engineering. I'm going to share a few things that help me to structure all this information in my head. It might be a little bit too heavy and technical for some of you, but stick with me because they are the most crucial building blocks of your career in tech, especially in the engineering domain. Software development lifecycle, SDLC. Understanding the different stages of software development, such as planning, requirements, design, implementation, testing, deployment, and maintenance. Programming languages. Knowledge of one or more programming languages and their syntax, semantics, and best practices. Data structures. Understanding the basic data structures like arrays, linked lists, queues, trees, and their operations. Algorithms. Knowledge of common algorithms like searching, sorting, and graph algorithms, and their complexities. Or object-oriented programming, OOP. Understanding of OOP concepts like classes, object inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation. Software testing. Knowledge of testing principles, types of testing like unit, integration, system, and testing tools. Version control. Understanding of version control systems like Git and how to use them for collaborative development. Databases. Basics of database design like SQL, structured query language, and NoSQL, not only SQL, non-relational database. Database management systems like MySQL, PostgreSQL, MongoDB, advantages and disadvantages of SQL and NoSQL databases. Web development. Basics of web technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, web frameworks like React, Angular, Vue.js, and RESTful APIs. Agile methodologies. Understanding of agile principles and practices like Scrum and Kanban for iterative and incremental software development. Security. Basics of software security principles and best practices for secure software development. Debugging. Techniques to debug code and profiling performance to identify and fix issues. Documentation. Importance of documentation in software development, including code commands, README files, and user documentation. Lots of software engineers still think it's not that important, but this is what differs a good software engineer from so-so engineer. Honestly, that's a lot to cover, and therefore engineers learn continuously. I learn every day because I don't know everything. Nobody knows everything in this industry, but that's why collective knowledge and support really matters. Let's remember this, my fellow engineer or aspiring future one. Now, if you're someone who has lots of questions on how to learn any skills efficiently and smart, I highly recommend checking this video next, where I'm sharing 12 steps which help to increase my mental productivity and accelerate my study. Thanks so much for watching this video, but I'll see you in this video next.